Good afternoon, everybody. I am Doodleman149, and welcome officially to the first video of 2026 on this channel. It just so happens that the first video is going to be a DoodleChat, so it's just me rambling about some random BS. But in an effort to maintain that fun, friendly, and informative vibe that I promised to stick with this year, I'm going to talk about a positive topic here for once, which is something that's very unlike the previous DoodleChats of last year. So this is going to start a whole new list. This is going to be DoodleChat number 1 of 2026. You can expect 52 of these this year because there's 52 weeks in a year on average. And it just so happens, like I said, first video is a DoodleChat. So what am I talking about today? Well, it is how being a parent, and more specifically a father, changed me and my perspectives on the world. Now, for the uninitiated, those of you who may not know me super well, I have 2 daughters. They're both extremely young. One is 3 and the other one is less than a year old. They are 2 wonderful little bundles of joy, but as I very easily found out, being a parent comes with its own set of challenges. My wife and I had been married for, God, what was it? 5 years before we decided to have our first daughter. So we had the regular young couple life for quite some time. We still in this is the first house we bought. We moved in here, got married, and just life has just been going until our first daughter came along. And the challenges with that, which oddly enough were a lot easier the first time than the second time. Now, the most obvious, which everyone's going to tell you, is sleep deprivation. Now, this is definitely a negative in some degree, but for me, I have never honestly needed all that much sleep anyway, so it fell to me to do the late night feedings, the early mornings, the middle of the night stuff. So I'm not a very attractive man anyway, but it made me look a little more haggard than usual. Like, my dark eyes got even darker, I looked a little more like a raccoon than I usually do. And my health definitely suffered a bit. I definitely gained quite a bit of weight, mostly because when we weren't taking care of the baby, I was just kind of lounging around trying to relax a little. Luckily, my job gives me 4 weeks of parental leave when a child's born, so it's pretty sweet. Get a month off work, get to hang out with the new baby, hang out with my wife after just recovering from one of the most traumatic things she's ever experienced, now twice in her life. Amazing. And honestly, it was a blast. It was a blast. I don't exactly know why, but as soon as my first daughter was born, I gained a really weird sense of in-person self-confidence. Now, you could maybe incorrectly surmise that I'm a very confident person because I can do YouTube videos, and I speak fairly well. I'd say I speak fairly well. I don't actually know what you think, because I don't actually know who's going to watch this. But honestly, behind the camera, I'm not all that confident in myself. And that even went to my personal life, where I was very much a wallflower at parties, let's say. And the first party, the family party, that my wife and I went to following the birth of our daughter ended up being Mother's Day. So it was like a little over a month after our first daughter was born. And I gotta say, I was just chatting up everybody. I was talking about anything, whatever I could mold to any topic. I gained an insane level of confidence that I'm pretty sure if this was Fallout, my charisma would have went up like 2 or 3 points. Like, just from baby power. I really don't know. But it's ebbed a little bit. I will say that, because I think my life got more used to how my new outlook, my new way of conversing with people. And it seems to have died off a little bit. I don't know if that's just relative, because now, like I said, I'm used to it. Or if I've just, slowly gotten less confident. Again, over time, that's always a possibility. But it was really, really cool how this small, beautiful baby that would just coo at us, stare at us with the blankest look, because babies don't know nothing. That little ball of baby love made me a better person. Like, in general. Like, I feel like I was happier. I feel like my life was more fulfilled. I feel like I had a purpose. Like, not saying, like, obviously, life with my wife is great. It was great when it was just the two of us. I mean, we've always had our dog, so it wasn't always really just the two of us. But it felt like now, with a small human being to rear, not only in a way I want, but a way I think a person should be raised, it gave me some sort of existential purpose. Like, sure, I always had this, the YouTube channel, the fun playing games, making friends, work, whatever. But now I have something that actually matters. I have another soul to shepherd in, like, you know, the right direction. Because you want what's best for your kids. Obviously, if any of you are parents out there, if you want what's worse for them, what the hell is wrong with you? But it, man, I can't even describe it. It's an immense weight of, you don't want to fuck up. It's really hard at times, but how do I put this? It's a weight that feels good while it crushes you. Weird way to put it. Maybe it's more, perfect. It is an insanely heavy barbell. You are laying on the bench, you got a good grip, you lift that barbell off the supports, and holy shit, is this fucking heavy. It pushes down on you. You are like, I'm not sure I can get this back up. I'm not sure I can handle this. But then your body goes, you know what, buddy? Yes, you can. And you push up, you push with all your fucking might, and you get that barbell to where it has to be, up above you, arms fully extended, and you let it back down on the rack. Now, was that heavy as shit? Yes. Did it almost feel like you were going to die? Maybe, at points. But you just benched like 300 fucking pounds. You're the best. You're the fucking best. It is a weight that is worth carrying. I didn't think I'd get so emotional with this. Like, I can feel my voice crackling a little bit. Sorry if that's coming through on your end. I know no one wants to listen to a grown man crumble a little bit. But it's beautiful. It is beautiful having a child. Man. Now, I cannot say it is all sunshines and rainbows, because there are just so many things that change. Again, if you're a parent, I do not need to tell you this. Sleep, obviously, I've already mentioned that. Just your activities that you do are so different now. They're so different. Where we used to just be able to go out to dinner with friends. Nope. Now we have to find some place that is both accommodating to a small child, isn't like too rambunctious for a small child, and you have to go out at a time that is good for this small child. Now, sorry, I didn't mean to preface this section as being bad. It's not bad. It's just a change. Life changes, and this is one of the best changes you could ever experience. So it was a little difficult at times with our friends, our family, because out of our entire friend group and this generation of both of our families, we're the first ones to have kids. And now that's a little different. We've got a couple... How many friends do we have kids? We only have one other couple friend that has a child. They have a daughter. And my brother-in-law and his wife, they're expecting a daughter in May. And a lot of girls. But now we have a second child, so we are still ahead of the curve in terms of family growth, all that. So, but for a while there, we were the only ones with a kid. So it was pretty challenging trying to kind of get people to understand how life changes. And I'm really glad that, well, my buddy Nick, I've probably talked about him before. He's the one with the other daughter, our other couple friend. And he always wanted to be a dad. And I think he knew what to expect. So I don't think his life changed all that much. But it's nice having other, adults with children to talk about things with and hang out with. Some other things that change, though, is your free time. Your free time isn't really free or yours, except for, like, now. Like, when am I recording this ridiculous half-hour video? What time is it? It's 11:15 at night, because as I'm recording this, my younger daughter still needs to have her midnight bottle. Kind of killer on sleep. But you have to adjust your schedule if you still want to do the things you used to do. Do I play video games as much as I used to? Fuck no. Not at all. Do I play video games with my friends as much as I used to? I don't play video games with my friends, period, now. And I'm not sure if that's a time thing or a lack of common games, but I literally don't play with anyone. I play some single-player games. I do play some co-op multiplayer games, but by myself. I play with randoms. I don't know who they are. But I don't play with a single friend anymore, and it's a little depressing on that end, but it's life, man. I'm 30 years old. Am I expecting to game with the same people forever? No. No, I'm not. But what else changes? What else? That's it. Before I go into the final thing that changes, because it is such a tangent, I'm going to go into how my second daughter changed things in a way that wasn't so great. Like, the way things went with our first daughter, 2 months in, she slept through the night. Beautiful, perfect, lovely, best baby in the universe. Awesome. I was able to adjust to having a new small one very, very easily. It was just, it came way more naturally to me than I ever expected. Like, I thought I would be... on a darker note, I never thought I'd have a family ever. I didn't think I'd make it past my 20s ever, for reasons. But luckily in high school, I met my future wife. And look at that. I'm still here. Who'da thunk? But I really didn't think I'd be a good dad. And I still don't really think I am, but I feel like it's very natural to me. Now my second daughter, obviously, she still does not sleep very well. She eats very well, though, which is something our first daughter didn't, so that's another thing. Every kid's different. You could try to plan the same thing, which is probably why I failed a little bit with the second one. They're gonna be different. They're gonna be so different, man. All of them. But I think the challenge I was not expecting with the second one was adjusting to the life of going back to newborn phase. Apologies. Going back to newborn phase while still having a toddler who adores me for whatever reason. And she wants to spend all this time with me. I've got to spend all this time with the baby too. I got to spend time with, obviously, my wife. So my attention and time is very split, and it stresses me a lot when I can't meet all those attention requirements. I feel like I'm not enough. And, man, my temper has gotten so quick. My fuse has gotten so short since our second daughter came along, and I kind of hate myself for it. Because it's not like I get annoyed at the baby, but I get more annoyed at, like, life in general, and I get more annoyed at my toddler for stupid things. But, man, I am trying so hard. This new year, I'm going to be the dad she deserves. I'm going to be the dad she thinks I am. I'm going to be better. But I'm not. Maybe it was more lack of sleep, more stress, just more everything. Because also, my second daughter came along at a bad time at work. It felt like a lot was on my plate all at once, and I can eat, but I don't think I could eat all that on my plate there. I could not handle it, admittedly. I didn't do so well. I'm in a much better place now, but the reason I wanted this to be my first DoodleChat, by the way, a Fatherhood DoodleChat. When I first started these, I was not going to have a talk about fatherhood and it be negative. Because when I started these, I was in a shit-ass headspace, which you can tell if you watch last year's DoodleChats. I was a miserable fuck, and I think I'm a lot better now. I do think I am. But I think another thing that kind of whammied me was my expectations. Because like I said, all the kids are different. Every child is different. And I kind of expected it to go like it did with my first daughter, with my second daughter, and it just didn't. It's completely different, and I think my expectations are what fucked me. But anyway, getting off of that, the major thing I think being a parent changes about you is, it's literally how you see every single thing in the world. Like, before we had any kids, I'd see kids at, like, restaurants or whatever. I'm like, oh, they're cute or whatever, and at events. But taking our kids to events and to dinners and watching them be so happy, oh, I feel like the Grinch. My heart is just swelling. Ooh, almost to a point where it hurts. But man, it's that good weight. Crushes you, but wow. To attempt to view the world through their eyes is nice, but it's also naive, which is troublesome in its own degree. But where was I going with this? Ah, yes. There's a lot of adults I don't like. There's a lot of bad people out there, right? Obviously. There's people that do heinous shit every single day. And some of that shit is towards kids. Oh, man. That hurts. Ugh, okay. Usually I record these with my eyes closed so I can, like, more focus, but I need to see some random shit. Because, bad images. Let me take a swig of my, not sponsored by this, in this video, Yingling Lager. Anyway, evil people do evil shit all the time. Some of it's to kids. But the super conflicting thing, so many of these evil people, I fucking hate them. Want to take them out, pop them, gut them, all the above. But then you wonder what happened. Because you can think of the worst people in history. And then you look at your kid. And you're like, they were someone's kid. What happened? Like, how could a sweet, innocent child turn to such a bastard? I don't get it. I gotta take a break. I'm gonna cut this. Okay, we're back. The thing, like, you think all these terrible people out there, and at some point, they were someone's child. They were an innocent little person. And then they turned just horrendous. Like, how? How does that happen? And I look at my kids, and I'm trying to raise them right. I want them to know right from wrong, do the right thing, be good, be safe. But I don't know. You don't know if your child's gonna grow up to be a murderer. You don't know. It's a bad weight. You have the great weight of parenthood, but then you have the awful weight of not knowing who they're going to be, not knowing if you're guiding them properly. not knowing if you're a good parent, and it's hard. It's hard as fuck. And I don't really know what to do with that information. Because it's like I've always been on the side of evil people need to be removed from this plane of existence. Get them the hell out of here. But I'd much rather there just not be evil people. I'd much rather the parents not fail their children to make these evil people. Like, yeah, parenting's hard, but it's a good hard. And if you can't handle being a parent, like, I know it's probably hard to realize that until you are a parent. But man, you gotta look at yourself. You gotta figure out with your personality what you want to do, what you want to be. If you're gonna be a shit parent, don't be a parent. Like, sterilize yourself if you want to be a promiscuous whore. But do not bring children into this world if you are not going to guide them as you should. If you're going to be a bad parent, don't be a parent. If you don't think, like, you don't have to know anything. No one knows what kind of parent they're going to be. If you aren't confident in thinking you will be a good parent, don't be a parent. Yeah, am I perfect? Fuck no. I already went into a tirade about how my second daughter made me a worse person in some respects, but it's not her fucking fault. It's on me. But I've also fixed that. I'm a better parent now. I'm a better father. And oh my God. Like, even movies. Being a parent has kind of ruined some movies. Like, anything involving children, fuck it, can't watch it. Seeing some, like, terrible backstory for some villains, somehow I'm sympathetic to evil people, because it's like, look at this fucking child. Look at this innocent person being corrupted. And, oh, man. It changes media at large. It changes. I know I said it changes it, but it's not good or bad. It just changes how you see literally everything. It changes your perspective on everything. Although that may not be accurate for everyone, because I guess if you're a terrible parent, then being a parent doesn't affect you at all, because you don't fucking care. But man, some media is just unbearable now. And let me actually look at my list here, because I have a whole list of prompts for the entire year for DoodleChats. I'm going to break immersion here for a little bit. There we go. I do have one of these topics, which is YouTubers I used to like but don't anymore. And the very first guy on that list, which I'm not going to mention yet because we've not gotten to that video, the thing that put me off was his attitude towards kids. Like, he would talk about basically media in general. And he'd talk about, like, Babadook. I've never seen it, but it's very parent-heavy, I guess. Like, parent-oriented in terms of horror and the themes and all that. And he's just talking about, like, the kids, like, awful. The kids, like, an advertisement for a vasectomy and this and that. He's talking about how kids suck, basically. And then he's talking about this fictional universe called Trench Crusade, I guess. And he's talking about this awful monster in there, which is just, like, the most abhorrent thing I've ever heard. And it involves mothers and children. And I won't repeat it. I'll get into it in that video. But he just goes on like, that's the fucking coolest monster design I've ever heard of. You fucking demonic hoe. What the fuck? How can you listen to what you just described to your audience of the hundreds of thousands in this video and say that's cool as shit? What the fuck is wrong with you? What was it called? What was it called? The Black something. I don't remember. But I remember listening to that video while I was driving back to one of the buildings at work, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I can't listen to him shit on kids anymore. I can't listen to him think this is the coolest fucking thing ever. Because what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Ugh. That's another thing. I have always been hyper protective of my wife. Not to the degree where I don't let her see people or go out and do anything, because that's not protective. That is abusive, that's controlling. But in any situation where I feel even mildly uncomfortable or I am uncertain of the safety of my wife, I am on the highest alert, ready to absolutely slaughter anyone that came near her. That still holds true today. But when I'm out with my girls, I will nuke this planet for them. I will get rid of everyone for them. It's so different. I shouldn't say different, because it's still the same mentality I have with my wife. It's just to such an nth degree that selfish as fuck. I will choose them and my wife over everything. Everything. Now, it's always been this way. I would happily die for anyone. Anyone who I love, I would die for. In a heartbeat. No second thoughts. Easy. Easy. But that doesn't mean I would throw my life away. No. No. I would only do that if that was the only option. But no. I would go to the ends of the earth for my kids. Very cliched, obviously. But it is just a feeling you don't know if you're not a parent. Which most of my audience probably isn't parents, so you don't get it. But at the same time, that's not exactly a problem because no one watches these Doodle Chats anyway. But that's okay. This is just kind of an event. This is to kind of give people a little bit of insight into who I am on various topics. And yeah, you know what? I've almost hit my half-hour mark, and I've just been blabbing about being a dad. The good, the bad, the ugly. And I think this is long enough. I meant to do this at the beginning because I almost always forget and I always get shoehorned in here, and most people don't make it to the end of the videos anyway. But I'd love to thank Zaintor for continuing to be my loyal, only Patreon patron. Thank you for the support in 2025, and I certainly hope that you will continue to support me in 2026 throughout the entire year. I also, you know what? Since I'm pushing it so hard, I promise you, this year, I have 12 months to do it. I will get you a buddy in our Patreon, all right? I promise. I promise you someone else will be there with you. So, thank you again for your support, as always. If you want to listen to last year's Doodle Chats, those will be shown at the end of the video. You can click on those. And hopefully, this new series, this year of Doodle Chats, is going to be awesome. It's going to be all positive stuff. I mean, granted, there were some negative things in this video, but I'm just being honest here. I'm not dipping into depths of despair like I used to. It's just, yeah, sometimes people need to be like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. You're wrong. So, but, you know, I'm going to stick with it. The fun, friendly, or informative channel. So, I guess I've been DoodleMan149. Thank you all very much. Welcome to 2026. You've all been awesome, and I will see you for the rest of the year. Come back this evening, actually, because I'm going to be streaming on Twitch Fridays and Saturday nights. Sundays, I'm going to have my regular uploads at 6 p.m., and then I've got shorts dropping Monday and Tuesday. Not my shorts, YouTube shorts. So I'm here all weekend, baby. I've been DoodleMan149. You've been awesome. I love you guys, and I will see you later.